We came out of the gate like our first 2 weeks of posting. We had a video that ripped and is at like 600K now. So we blew up super fast on Instagram specifically and gained like 30,000 followers in a few weeks, which was crazy. So the first one, we dropped Polo and we did 7K in 45 minutes, which was awesome and exceeded my expectations. Sold out of that. It was more inventory problem, not a demand problem. And then we had our next drop exactly a month later. And that one we did 26K in 30 minutes, which was nuts.
All right, what's up, everybody? Today we have our client and my friend here, Christian, who's absolutely blown up his new golf brand, and it's turned into this crazy clothing brand with some big drops, and brought him on to talk about it. So, Christian, introduce yourself. We'll get into it. Uh, yeah, dude,
Yeah,
who are you?
sweet. Yeah. So my name's Christian. I started Wood Grain Golf. It's a brand focused on restoring golf fashion. That's like our brand mission. And we started like 7 or 8 months ago as far as posting on socials and stuff like that. We had two big releases now. And yeah, everything's going really good so far.
Hell yeah, bro. And I think last you talked with Joe, we obviously recorded one of these. It hasn't been uploaded, but I think last you talked with Joe, that was pre-first release, right?
Yep. That was pre-release, but socials were doing really good. We came out of the gate like our first like 2 weeks of posting. We had a video that ripped and is at like 600K now. So we blew up super fast on Instagram specifically and gained like 30,000 followers in a few weeks, which was crazy. So that was right after that. But now we have some big drops under our belt and have actually moved a
Yeah.
decent amount of inventory.
Hell yeah. And I think when you first came to us, like let's go back to, I don't know, when was that? Was that last year? Or was that this year?
Yeah, it was a little bit over a year ago, I think. I think it was
Okay.
like 18 months ago.
So when you came to us, I think it was originally personal brand.
Yep.
Can you
So
tell me about that?
when I originally joined, I really didn't know what I wanted to do. I was kind of lost in between, but I knew I wanted to do something with socials. I saw the opportunity and was like, I can't pass this up. So we started with personal brand, and it was a lot of like I was big into lifting and was running a family business, and we marketed that a little bit on socials and really started to understand how it worked and how the game worked. And then as soon as I came up with the idea of wood grain, we just kind of turned and put all our focus into that. And from everything that I learned from my personal brand, I was able to apply it into the ecom space, and I was able to see a very fast growth on my ecom brand, which I learned with my personal and then applied it to the ecom.
So right now we're early mid-December. Mid-December, actually. Christmas is coming up. That's
Oh,
crazy.
yeah.
Um, when did you start the ecom brand?
We started posting, I want to say 8 months ago. I would say 8 months ago, I started posting on socials for my ecom brand.
Yep.
And yeah, it was just a pretty fast growth right off the rip.
And you're at what, 50 something thousand now?
We're at 51.3.
Okay. Tell me about the first drop.
Yeah.
51.3. Tell me about the first drop, how that went.
Yeah. So our first drop, we did basically split it up into two. We had the first one, we dropped Polo and we did 7K in, I want to say like 45 minutes, which was awesome and exceeded my expectations. Sold out of that. So it was more inventory problem, not a demand problem. And then we had our next drop exactly a month later, and that one we did 26K in 30 minutes, which was nuts. We dropped our trouser, which just sold out super fast. We had people DMing us after the drop, like, "What the hell? I never got my pair. Like, I really wanted a pair. I had the alarm set. They sold out in 5 minutes. Like, so we sold out of sizes really fast. And then we also sold a bunch of polos in that drop. Did 26K, and then
So you actually did like three drops basically. You did like a
yeah,
mini one, then you did
yeah,
the second one.
yep. So we had two collections, but three drops. Yes.
Got it. And then obviously the more recent one we talk about in a sec. So
Yeah.
when was that first drop? That
That
was
first drop was October 24th.
Okay,
Yep.
so probably like 7 months after launching. What took so long? I mean, not what took so long. 7 months is pretty quick,
Yeah.
right? But was it like an inventory thing? Like, would you have dropped sooner? Were you waiting for the audience to grow? I'm actually curious.
Yeah, no, I wish we could have got the close faster. Because I think we could have done 300K this in that span that we were here,
Yeah.
that we were posting, but I literally couldn't get my hands on the clothes fast enough. And I'm also a huge perfectionist when it comes to like putting my name on something and like
Yep.
giving it the stamp of approval and being like, all right, I want everyone to be wearing this. And when I like see someone wearing wood grain, like I want to be super proud of what they're wearing. So it
Oh
was
yeah.
just a slow, tedious process of like going back and forth with manufacturers and stuff like that. So it was all inventory based. Like if I had product, I could have done the same thing that I did on my first few drops. I could have done that months ago, but it literally was just a grind on getting a product in my hand.
Makes sense. That I figured. Yeah,
Yeah.
like just that's the
It,
nature of
it just
e-com.
grew faster than I thought. I like in my head, I'm like, all right, this is going to be a solid 7 months. I'll maybe be at 10K, 10,000 followers at the end of these 7 months. Like, and that first video ripped. And I like literally remember looking at my phone after like the second day, after it's been up for 2 days, and I had like 13,000 followers. I'm like, what the hell happened? Like,
Yeah, how did
literally,
that feel?
yeah. Oh, that was crazy. It was the craziest experience ever. Like, the first video, the video that I posted did really good on TikTok. And then the next day it did really good on Instagram and just started ripping. And like my phone's blowing up and just constant notifications. I've never had this in my entire life. Like literally every single time I'm like looking at my phone, I go on Instagram. Usually there's no notifications, but now I'm clicking on it, it's like 100 likes, like plus, like it was crazy. It was in a phenomenal week of just like my phone getting hammered with notifications.
Product market fit. I mean, the
Oh,
messaging just like was dialed.
yeah.
Um, so what about this recent drop, the Black Friday drop? Tell me about it.
Yeah, so for Black Friday, we did 59.8. Unfortunately, I didn't crack the 60K mark. I'm still mad about it, but we did 59,800 on Black Friday alone. We did 50,000 of it in the first hour, and then had like a slow trickle that after that. I think right now we're right around 80K on Black Friday. So we've had a steady flow of orders since then of doing $1,000 to $2,000 a day. So throughout the day, my phone will just ping and it'll be the little Shopify notification. So Black Friday has been great and it was a massive drop. I would say my expectations rolling into it after the first drop was maybe 45,000 that first day. And to hit 60 was absolutely
Crazy.
crazy. Yeah.
Crazy, bro. And so you did well, I mean, definitely a decent like over 100 by like a good amount, probably like by what 110, 115-ish
Yep. Yep.
total for the year on a couple of drops. That's pretty crazy. Like the brand kind of spawned out of nowhere
Yeah.
and blew up.
We did 110 and it was like 70 days was um like the time frame. It
Big
was
congrats, dude. That's sick.
thank you.
That's sick. And tell me about like, and I mean, obviously the people watching, because I know, but the advertising, because most of this has been organic. I think you spent a little bit for Black Friday.
Yeah.
And as a reference point, you and I have been talking about like how do we go to the next level with this thing? What are the ads going to look like? But I
Yep.
think it's mostly been organic, if I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken.
Yeah, up until maybe 2 weeks before Black Friday, maybe a week, I think we were already at that 50K mark, maybe a little bit lower than it. Um, I started running social or running paid ads, and I really didn't want to because I wanted that like follower count to be a reflection of like the brand and like what people thought of the brand organically. So it was almost like a vanity metric for me. But now that I've reached this point where I hit that like milestone of 50K, I'm like, all right, now my goal is no longer the vanity metric of how many followers I have, but how big can I scale this thing? How much can we do next year? Like, what does 2026 look like for me? We spent maybe $1,000 leading up to Black Friday, which may seem like a lot to some people, but like in the advertising world is really not a lot over 2 weeks. So we spent maybe $1,000 and we're now working on like really getting it dialed and really focusing on what the next year looks like and how can we dial in advertising paid wise to kind of prove our winners with organic and then shove them into paid ads and run them up.
So what do you think the next year looks like?
My goal originally, I want to do like minimum, I want to do 500K next year. That's like my low end is 500K. But more than anything, I honestly, my goal with this brand isn't to run do the most amount I can next year. Like I really want to build something that has a massive footprint on the golf game. And like I want to be a well-known name in the space where if someone's talking about golf or anything like that, they just know the brand. You can say, "Oh yeah, I founded Wood Grain," and someone be like, "Whoa!" Like I want to be a Nike. I want to be a massive brand. So more than anything, revenue goals. It's really about getting the name out there and being associated with the proper things and pushing the envelope on like creatives and
Yeah.
really pushing the game forward, like where I think golf fashion should be. But I would say money wise, my goal is set probably 750 next year.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. And I'm really curious because you're talking very passionately
Yeah.
about the brand itself. I'm curious where the flip occurred from when you joined
Mhm.
to that mindset. Because I know when you joined, it was about personal brand and just, kind of finding your footing. And really, like, why did you join at the start? Like, what was going through your head when you decided to join? And obviously now it's this, and we're helping with this. But what was that like?
Yeah. So I have been working in the restaurant industry for like 4 years now. And I vividly remember like being in the kitchen, like cooking, and then I was doing dishes. And I literally took a video on my phone because I knew this was going to be like a moment for me. Like I took a video on my phone of me like washing dishes, and I'm like, I'm fucking 23 years old. Like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, I feel like I have so much potential. And it's just completely untapped. So I really, it like flipped a switch. I'm like, all right, I really got to attack this. And like, this is a great opportunity for me to build on socials and to really take it to the next level. And I didn't even know what I wanted to do, but I knew with like proper guidance and working with someone who I knew the outcome was guaranteed. Like, I'm like, all right, if I'm working with these guys, like they're doing great things and like they obviously know something. So I wanted to get in the right room and talk to the right people. And like you and Joe have been absolutely fantastic in like getting me to that next level. And so it was more like I know there's an opportunity here. I don't know what it is. And then when I finally thought of the idea of like bringing Wood Grain to life, it just I it felt good because I knew I had that backing of like a basically a social consulting team, which was incredible. I'm like, there's no way this doesn't work. So it really was. I was sitting there like, there's an opportunity here, and I'm missing it.
Nice. And I thought you worked with your dad's business. So you were working in restaurants instead, or like
No,
for him in restaurants?
for him in restaurants. Yep.
Got it. And you just said, fuck this.
And locational freedom. Like this was so important to me. Like I
Yeah.
was like, I'm like, I want to be able to live wherever I want. I don't want to be locked to this one location. Like obviously, the business that I'm in, the business I was in is like super locationally locked. And I didn't want that. I wanted to have that freedom to go wherever I wanted and do whatever I wanted. So that
What's interesting about that, and I'll bring it up. I don't know if you care or not, but before we started recording, you're like, dude, I was out skiing. I used to love
yeah,
skiing, and now I only want to work on this. And it's
yeah.
funny, like sometimes we achieve the location freedom,
Mhm.
and then we just like we get locked in on the computer.
Yep.
At least in this sort of business, because we care about it that much, and it's like this is actually more exciting sometimes than doing things out there. And we end up not even caring about the location freedom as much. We just care about the fact that we could go where we want,
Yeah.
even though we don't. Uh,
Yeah.
do you have anything to add to that? I thought that was funny.
Yeah, no, 100%. It's funny, like the reason why I like initially did it is now like significantly less important to me. Like I thought like, oh, go up on a mountain and like I could do all my work from there and like go skiing every day and like or whatever it was or like go golf every day like and then like once now I'm here like and I'm like okay wait I like kind of can do these things now I'm like I don't really want to like I'd rather like go lock in and like bang out all my work and like it just yeah it's like a different level now where my interests have almost shifted towards
It
it.
happens to all of us, bro. Everybody. Cool. Is there anything that you want to add? anything that people that maybe are considering working with us or Launch Socials should know?
Yeah, I mean, since then I've recommended multiple of my friends to join Launch Socials, which I think is the greatest testament to like what it is and like the almost guarantee of like if you want to get to this point and this is a goal of yours and you want to do something with socials, like this is a way to guarantee it and to make it not only like, oh yeah, I want to try this, I want to do this. Like, no, this is like a real career path and like this is something that I want to take to the next level. So it really was a matter of like I have told multiple friends, like, I'm like, all right, if you want this outcome, like, this is a way to guarantee it and to really lock it in for yourself. But just one other thing is like, before I posted my first ever video for Wood Grain, I hopped on to a group call with Joe and I'll like never forget this. Like Joe was like, I went dark for like 3 weeks and Joe's hitting me up in the chat, like, come on, dude, you got this. Like I need, you gotta post, you gotta post. So I joined this and on the call, he's like, bro, like, what's going on? Like, I need you to lock in. Like, we need posts out, all this stuff. So literally, like that next day, I like sat down in front of the computer and like, or sat down in front of my phone and like filmed that one video that got me 13,000 followers and like started this brand. And like, I since then, like, it's just been all uphill from there. But if that like one moment didn't happen where Joe was like, dude, I need you to get after it. Like, I'm not sure that all this would have been what it is
Wow.
now. So yeah,
Wow. Very cool. I didn't know that. That's
yeah,
very cool.
yep,
It's really interesting as well, just like as a side note, where it's usually like one video, one ad, one piece of content that kickstarts or like builds the majority of a brand. And like in your case, for example, it was like the first one, which is very cool. Uh,
yeah,
so
yeah,
sick,
no,
dude. I appreciate you. Is there
yeah.
anything you want to end off on? Anything that we should have included that we haven't?
No, check out Wood Grain Golf.
Yeah, check out Wood Grain Golf, check out Launch Socials.
Yeah,
Um, I appreciate you jumping on with
yeah,
me.
of course, bud.
And guys, I'll leave Christian stuff down below in the description. If you want to check it out, you can check it out. Just to see the work that he's doing and what he's built and all of that. Dude, I appreciate you being here.
Yeah,
And anyone watching, make sure to subscribe. And that's it.